talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
You know, we have Tom from Tampa on the phone. Hey, Tom. Good morning. It's bright and early now, huh?
Hey, Paige. Good.
Hi, Tom.
How you guys doing, Nico?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, your newsletter's outstanding, man. I'm telling you, man, it is outstanding. And so is the Primal Edge. I love that stuff. I'd never be without it. I mean, I've been on it now 3-4 months, man. I mean, it's just, I can't get over how good I feel.
Primal Edge is, people are raving about it. People who are trying it, they know because you can feel it.
Would not be without it.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark.
Good morning. I'm Nico DeHaan. Welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more balanced, natural, wild world.
To recover our natural health, our rights, and our freedoms, and I'm Paige Clark.
And it's a beautiful morning in downtown Clearwater. It's 73 degrees and kind of thunderstorms around.
Yeah, kind of nice, but boy, it wasn't as nice as the weather in California.
Oh, I bet it wasn't.
Hey, listen, if you have any ideas for the show, you can reach me at Paige at TFNN.com.
And Nico at TFNN.com, and we're taking your phone calls at 877-927-6648. Welcome back.
I know, everyone. I was at the Bulletproof Conference. It was beautiful in beautiful Pasadena, California,
Yes.
where it was perfect weather every single day. This was my first Bulletproof Conference. I'm a sold believer. I really enjoyed it. I mean, as I saw someone post on Facebook, you know, nothing was better than drinking this bulletproof coffee around the clock.
Yeah, and it was free everywhere, right?
It was free. It was just running the whole time. And
How much butter did they have there?
there was this company, Anchor Butter, that's out of New Zealand, that donated, what did I just tell you, 3,000 pounds of butter we went through, and then all that brain octane and all the other great bulletproof supplements. It was just a wonderful event. Super cool people everywhere. Fun-packed from the moment you started in the morning. It was just overwhelming. Which breakout were you going to go to? And, and this year, everyone said, even though this is my first time, the tech room, you know, the sponsors and the people, the vendors that were there were just fabulous.
This is the fourth one, I believe.
This was the fourth Bulletproof Conference, so
and
my first.
For people who don't know, Dave Osprey was the guy who invented bulletproof coffee, something that we got onto real early.
Yeah, we kind of call it our Tiger Brew here on the show.
Yeah.
We were really early adapters to that. I think a lot of people were...
Well, he makes a lot of sense because he was a guy that was very sick, very overweight for many years.
300 pounds.
Yeah, very bright guy. And he decided to, and all his life he said he was hacking things, which is a kind of way of trying to make things better, maybe with technology, maybe with, things that are in the mainstream. And so he got on the bandwagon with paleo and really developed a lot of common sense things that other people were doing around the world and really brought it into the mainstream here. And now everybody knows bulletproof coffee. So it's very cool. And this is his fourth conference, and every year it's been growing and growing.
Oh, there were 3,000 people there.
Wow.
And as I said, the vendors were actually all saying this was a super successful conference for them as well. I really enjoyed hearing, Dave speak and give his story and his background. And it's interesting because, you won't hear him use the word paleo or primal really, although Mark Sisson was there and was one of the great speakers. And because he feels he's got something beyond that. It's like we're doing what the primal, we're combining that best of that lifestyle with the technology to make things better, to hack it.
Yeah, in fact, in the last show, I was doing a show on diets, and there were 3 diets
Good show,
there.
by the way.
Oh, thanks. There was 3 diets that kind of fill in with the realm that we're talking about, and that's the traditional diet, the low carbohydrate diet, and the paleo diet. And those 3 kind of encompass this whole hacking thing that Dave Osprey is doing. And what we're trying to do is really mimic some of the things that were happening 10,000 years ago before we polluted the world.
And then bring in some of the great technology today that help us survive in the pollution and the technology overload. So today's show is going to be a lot about, Nico and I are going to just talk, we're going to biohack the Bulletproof Conference.
There you go.
We're going to talk about some of my favorite things. We're going to talk about some of the things that I thought about, wow, wouldn't that be great if there was more of this, some of my favorite speakers. So, hopefully I'll be able to pull it together. Just got back last night off the plane and done a lot of time to assimilate all this because, as you know, I'm going to be a grandma on Thursday
Yes,
again, second time around.
Yep. It's a beautiful thing. I've been grandpa. I've been a great grandpa.
Well, this will be my second one, and but we unfortunately going to have to do a scheduled C-section because my daughter has placenta previa, and that's although she's had natural childbirth and did a beautiful job with my first grandson. So literally Thursday when I leave the show, I'm heading over to Morton Plant,
Wow.
and that's where we're going. So everybody send me good thoughts that everything goes good.
Feeling light.
Yes. But I like the idea of today kind of going through what we covered, what we learned.
I'd like to hear about it because who was the first speaker up? Was that
Dave.
Dave, okay.
Dave, of course. And, really, really did a great job of outlining and putting together a conference that was so well organized in the flow.
Mm-hmm.
So there would be breakout rooms with some people, and you had to make some choices. Luckily, we went ahead and bought the whole series, so we can come back and be glad to share those with you.
Okay.
And I encourage any of you all, if you want to find out if you can still have access to the lectures, I'm sure they'll probably be available. It's well worth it. A lot of the speaking was great. One of my favorite speakers, and I'm all of a sudden when you ask me who was first, I forget the order, so I'll kind of go through it here in just a minute. But I really love John Gray. He was hilarious.
I don't think I know him.
Oh, well, he's the guy that wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Yes, okay.
Oh, he's fabulous. He made a great presentation, and he's really quite the knowledgeable person about balancing hormones and neurotransmitters, and that relates, as a psychologist and a person who counsels people in relationships, he brought in some great tips. He just had everyone in stitches, and I thought he was fantastic. Mark Sisson.
Yeah.
And, Mark Sisson is the founder of the Primal diet, the Primal Blueprint. He was actually the first keynote speaker, I believe, on the first day after Dave.
It's the first book I read. It was his.
Yeah.
So I still remember that going, oh, boy, this makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that he's really a thought leader. I think he probably, perhaps maybe his ideas were there that probably encouraged Dave to look down this path. Looks fantastic. He's in his late 60s, just extremely well built and healthy looking.
Yeah.
And he shared a lot of really good points about the dangers of overtraining. And I think really his keys play a little bit more, not to do much intensity. He actually shared something that he's on, I believe, if I'm remembering, maybe a little AFib medication.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he says it's a direct result of his overtraining.
Yeah.
And we talked a lot about heart rate variability and how, contrary to what you would think, our health is best when we have some variability in our heart rate. That's a key indicator of health.
Mm-hmm.
So it might seem contrary to what you would think, that, you should have a stable heart rate. No. The variability shows readiness.
Well,
right?
not only that, I think it shows sensitivity.
Sensitivity and responsiveness to the environment.
Exactly.
The heart is really the beacon that's surveying everything.
Listen, I have clients that come in, and when they're first starting out, they do a strenuous exercise, and their heartbeat stays where it's at. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not good.
No. You should.
Yeah, and
you
it doesn't come down fast when it does go up. So, yeah, responsiveness is the key to the whole thing, I think.
Yeah, so what do you think when someone's exercising and it goes up real fast? No?
That's not good either.
Yeah, so it's really something in between.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep coming back after the break, and we'll give you some more information on Bulletproof Conference 2016.
And you have any questions on the conference, so give us a call at 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we're giving you some highlights of Bulletproof Conference 2016. If you can check out on our telestrator, we have my partner and Nico's partner at Healthy Fit Club, TJ Hoban. He did a great job. I'm going to go ahead and start it, of giving everyone a virtual tool. It comes up first. If you do hashtag BPCon 2016, he comes up first. He actually does a 23-minute tour of the whole conference, goes into the tech room. And we're experimenting a little bit here, so Al said he'll let it play. Maybe we'll leave it in the background while we go over a few things. But it was a great conference. As we mentioned, the Bulletproof coffee and food was just kind of all supplied to us.
Yeah.
And but I want to tell you, the exhibits were amazing. The people and the vendors that were there.
Yeah.
Every biohack in terms of meditation and mindfulness that you could think of was there. And I actually bought one. It's called the Muse.
Mm-hmm.
And the Muse actually, I'll go ahead and stop this in case it's distracting, but the truth is, if you go to that hashtag, you can watch TJ give you like a highlights of all these vendors. He literally went through in 20 minutes. But the Muse was the one that I purchased, and I think it's going to be available to people everywhere. It really helps you become aware when you're meditating. So it's got some, it's got an EKG or EEG measurement band, and when you're in a meditation, it's able to pick up when you're starting to have monkey mind.
Okay.
And you have different, like for me, I chose the rainforest. So the rain gets really loud, perhaps even thunder starts happening if I'm not in that right spot. But if I do get in that sweet spot of meditation, I get birds.
Oh.
So then it tracks, how you're doing. And, how many bird chirps did you create in that session? And eventually, cumulatively, you should see. But it actually is biofeedback as well. So when you start to go out of that range, it helps you come back. So over time, it will help improve your meditation experience.
What else was there?
Well, I actually have some inserts in my shoes. A company called A-Line does some measurement of... I have always thought that there was nothing wrong with me from a standpoint of skeletally. That was probably a silly assumption. I started finding out at 50-something,
You mean we're not perfect?
So we put our feet into this measurement device. This guy's been doing it for 20 years. He does it for supreme athletes everywhere. And then he has lasers that shoot up, and then when you bend your knees and you see how far out your knee is torqued or whatever. Since I got these inserts, they fit perfectly in my shoes. I mean, they were very reasonably priced. They were under $100. Put them in my shoes, and I walked around the conference, so the second day and third day I wore them, absolutely no issues. But he was able, with his experience, to say, do you have any pain in your IT bands on your right leg? I said, yeah, actually, that's the spot I tend to measure, or tend to rub. So I thought that was a great technology. And working on our structural integrity is so huge. I did observe that Mark Sisson was wearing those toe shoes. The barefoot.
The five fingers?
Yeah, the 5 fingers. Yeah, he was wearing those.
Vibrams.
Yeah, Vibrams. He was wearing the Vibrams.
Yeah.
And, wow, let's just think. There was a lot of things that have to do with how we deal with the light. The screen, we've got a lot of these screen adjustments.
That's more of the new technology that's coming out, and people are really talking about the IF frequencies and what really disturbs us. And of course, the light is a big thing now that LED lights are coming on. I bought some the other day, and now they have LED lights that have that yellow tinge to them, more yellow light, so it feels better. It's not so stark white that it wakes you up.
Well, it really was just another confirmation that a lot of what we're doing and what we're talking about, we're just so on the track. I say we have a question in the den, and Steve says, would those inserts be different than foot levelers?
Yeah.
Yes, they actually are. They take into consideration I don't really know. Actually, I've never had a foot leveler, but I know that this technology, I've never had anything that actually fit. He has a little device that when he measured you, actually on my left foot, he had to put a little pad even that snapped in underneath this insert. But the A-Line systems, aline.com, I believe is the company's name, is really amazing. So perhaps
it probably does it electrical.
It was a laser. It was a laser beam, and then he's looked at how you lined up.
Okay.
And I was really, like I said, I was quite surprised. And when you bend your knees, you would see how your ankle bones, your ankle bones were. He had these pegs where your feet were between it, and when you bent, I felt my ankles brushing against it, so it was showing the collapse. Support of the foot. Feel super comfortable. I can't recommend them more. They're easy to snap in and out of your shoes. So you're going to send me a bunch
of this stuff so we can put a newsletter out from
I think that'd be super. In fact, I have my whole bag is still in my car of all the brochures. Okay. I mean, it was tough to fit it all in.
Yeah, so I want to see all that stuff. So there was a guy there, Alberto Veledo, that was a professor turned shaman who marries science and spirituality. Did he get to talk?
No, actually, I'm not sure. Bo Eason was. He was in a breakout.
Bo Eason is the NFL player, the runt of the litter.
Bo Eason was the opening. I'm sorry. Bo Eason was the opening. He was amazing. If you ever have a chance to see Bo Eason, go see Bowie's.
He's one of the most critically acclaimed one-man plays in the last 20 years in football. The play is becoming a major motion picture, and Bo is coming to the Bulletproof Coffee. That's what they said.
Well, let me tell you about Bo, too. I mean, polished speaker.
Yeah.
And he drove his message home of, you know, it was just a story about how he had a plan. I mean, he came out with this little piece of paper that he's had since he was 9. He goes, see, I had a plan at 9 years old. I was going to be, you know, the best safety. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Safety, yeah. The best safety in the world. And his whole lecture, he had it on the edge of the seat of how he went, and despite being rejected, he did it. He went there again and again to the
I like
college.
those stories.
And that 350 colleges turned him down. And yet he just kept going on there, and they gave him like a shoddy uniform to go out there, and how he snuck in and took a play when he wasn't even supposed to be. He was breaking all the rules.
You know, that's a really amazing thing, because we have these players all over the place, like Marty St. Louis, who was with us for many years at the Lightning. Small guy, rejected, never went into the draft, too small to play, and then they go and they make history. And there's stories like that all over the world.
Well, I have to tell you, every speaker was just amazing. You didn't want to miss a single one, but yet you wanted to be in the tech hall too, so it was almost a challenge. I always wish that they could entice the, maybe have, I think I would like it if they had the Dry Farms Wine Company serving wine for like 2 hours after the...
So explain that type of wine.
Okay.
This is a wine that keeps you in ketosis, you were telling me,
Yes.
right?
Dry Farms Wine is a company that is basically going around the world, and unfortunately they found that very few wines, actually I think they said no California wines meet their standards, because they're looking for glyphosate-free, organic, low sulfite, no added sulfites. And so they had a tasting bar the whole time, but their wines have been tested not to interfere with a biohacker's ability to stay in ketosis. So go check out Dry Farm Wines and say your living a primal lifestyle partner sent you to see them. And we'll be right back. We got to take a short break.
Yeah, and we'll put the name of the company for the foot levelers in the
yes, we will.
in the
Chat room.
Chat room, yeah,
Yes.
for Steve Rose there. So we'll be right back. Stick around. This is getting interesting, folks. Welcome back to the show, folks. We're talking about the Bulletproof Conference, and one of the speakers there was the...
Harry Adelson.
Yeah.
He's one of the world leaders in U.S. stem cell. He was fabulous. And also...
this is his website.
Yes. He is amazing in how... And it was interesting because Harry and Kristen from U.S. Stem Cell, they've worked collaboratively, both of them, and another doctor, Dr. Amy there, all of them have been a part of some of the stem cell biohacks that Dave Asprey and his wife Lana have done.
So these are stem cells they use for like a facelift type of thing to make you look younger.
for joint rejuvenation. I mean, it's not just for facelifts, but it's for repair of injury in the body. And the stories were just amazing of people who've had perhaps even some very serious issues that have used the stem cells to actually get their health back.
Wow.
But probably the most entertaining thing about the stem cell talks at the Bulletproof Conference was the P shot and the O shot
What's
with
that?
stem cells.
The P shot.
The penal shot.
Oh, the penal shot. Ooh.
Who Dave Asprey shared on video, live stream.
Really?
He used stem cells down in the Netherlands, as he said. And his wife, Lana, had the O shot, which was a vaginal rejuvenation, in the vaginal walls and the clitoris. And both of them shared their testimonies of their happiness with that procedure. And it was kind of an interesting thing. So, again, stem cells are using adult stem cells, your own stem cells, and combined with PRP, which is plasma-rich proteins, which actually is like the garden. This one Dr. Amy explained that really creates the nutriture for your stem cells. So really, PRP combined with stem cells is where these things are going. So,
on the web here, showing the 4 different things. Fluoroscope. What is
Fluoroscopy. Don't know.
Fluoroscopy. Okay. Muscular skeleton ultrasound and adult stem cell therapy, and then the Doctor Clinics Advantage. I don't know what that is.
Well, that's the name of his clinics.
Okay.
But Dr. Harry and U.S. Stem Cell, Kristen Kamara, let me see. I love her. Oh, she is brilliant. And she's right here in Florida. I plan to go talk to her a little bit myself in terms of the ways that we can use these stem cells. I think of it as natural rejuvenation and really helping to encourage the body. Here's a list of some of the things that we're using the stem cells are in: neck pain, headaches, overuse syndromes in the shoulders and knees. Amazing results for people who have osteoarthritis and bone spurs.
Especially sports injuries like tennis elbow, rotator cuff tears, ACLs, torn meniscus, chronic ankle sprains, Achilles tendonitis.
Yes, it was beautiful. And so again, the people that were attending this conference are biohackers, people that are looking to go beyond to get their peak performance. And what we saw is that many of these people are utilizing the technology of stem cell therapy, adult stem cell, which is using your own stem cells to have a healthier response. I think that there were some wonderful people that I want to go over. Maybe you can, there's a picture of Dr. Harry, that's him. He's a really brilliant guy. And he's actually a naturopathic doctor. And, really is considered the leader and has studied with many people around the country in terms of getting the best results. So what else do you want? So
well, who is your favorite speaker?
It is so hard. I wouldn't miss. I did have to miss a few people.
Sure.
There were a couple breakouts that I missed. Like I said, I really liked John. I told you from Venus. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. John Gray, and I love Mark Sisson. I enjoyed hearing Dave talk. Yeah, I thought. The one thing that I wanted to share with you is this was the unveiling of Bulletproof Labs. Bulletproof Labs will be available next door to the Santa Monica Bulletproof Coffee.
Oh, okay.
And it will be a facility where you can go and pay per use, or that's the way it sounds. You can get high-end medical testing, lab tests to kind of biohack yourself, and you can use some of the really cool technologies that are in the Bulletproof Labs. Some of this equipment is beyond the cost figure that many people would see. $40,000 for a system. One was called the cheat machine. I was looking for my little cheat sheet on what was in the lab, but they had the lab set up. It was very hard to get time in the lab because it was just the lines were so long. Yeah. But you had to go in, but they had the cheat machine, which is a great way to... He's looking for ways that you can spend minimal time exercising and get maximum result.
Okay.
3D body scan. The CVAC pod, which brings you to high altitude and low altitude and helps to, really build the cell membrane. My buddy Mike Coffey was there from Live O2, which takes you beyond EWAT, which is exercise with oxygen therapy, but the Live O2 system is different. If you get a chance to check it out, you should. They had light therapy bed.
Oh.
Amazing, over 10,000 lights. And there was a fabulous speaker who is an artist, engineer, who is, really teaching people about the power of healing with color and with LED lights. And her name was Leanne Vanier.
Okay.
And she was really interesting, and her talk was from photons to biophotons to flow, and how to use color and light. She really had a tremendous response. That's really very similar.
Is that the reference to the photon beds? Or the?
No, she's making just little blocks and encouraging people to hold them and put them on different spots of their body. So she really was just releasing her product and using certain spectrums that she as an engineer had identified as being super healing. There was a great talk by Todd White, who is becoming a leader in the ketogenic lifestyle breakout.
Yeah.
And he's really given some information on people who want to take it a little farther and operate in the true ketogenic diet. And that was a great breakout, too. I found there was a organization there that had CBD oils.
Oh.
And, I think that we're going to see more and more of these kind of companies that are bringing products in that we can use to help benefit our health using CBD technology.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely at the forefront, and of course we're experimenting with that in the Tampa area now, using CBDs, and a lot of these CBDs don't include the THC in it, which is nice for people who don't like the high, or if you just don't want any more interference.
Yeah.
I think. So, I think that's very good.
I think the thing about the CBDs is that even one of the colleagues, or a friend we made there, he was like, oh, geez, I bought that because I talked to the girl there about the benefits of the endocannabinoids, which are cannabinoids, which are what the cell receptors we have for these substances. So it seems strange that we would be kept from being able to utilize these substances that our brains were designed to use. Yeah. And he was very worried about, do you think it's going to affect a drug test? No, it's not. They're looking for the THC.
Right. Yeah.
But we'll continue this talk today, kind of highlighting some of the cool things I saw at the Bulletproof Conference 2016. Be right back.
Yeah, and pick up some Primal Edge and our newsletter, new one coming out next week, so get tuned up for that one. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the show, folks. So I noticed in this brochure there's a lot of companies that have to do with sleep.
Sleep was a big topic at the conference, and how to biohack your sleep, how to get better sleep so you can be better when you're awake. One of the great companies is Bedit. In fact, we actually established a relationship. I'll have to talk to you about that. Their device measures and really helps to wake you up if you're not in a restorative part of sleep. So that's a technology that was awesome. And also, just the whole idea of using the glasses, and so forth to help to cut out the blue light. Many of you probably know that you can go to your settings and change your display on your iPads and your iPhones so the new ones, so that you can not be looking at the screens that have the blue light, which can disturb your sleep.
Yeah, you can have it set to automatically come on. I have it on my computer and on my phone. Unfortunately, my iPad is a real old one, doesn't have that.
Right.
But, yeah, really helpful.
But on the other side, folks, what I want you to know is that we also have some need for some blue light, but we need it during the day. Mm-hmm. There's this really cool company, I'm drawing a blank because right now I'm like all of a sudden trying to remember when I think of it, but they had a technology where they had little ear things that shot blue light into the brain. And you just do it for a few minutes a day. If I could look here if I see it again, I'll be able to recognize it. So a lot of these companies had.
There's a lot of speakers at this conference too, which really amazed me.
It was so full of pearls. It really was. Kelly Starrett, he's awesome. He was talking about the ready state, about being prepared and doing what you need to do to stay healthy. That was a great talk. He's a super speaker.
And what was his take on how do you stay in tune?
You stay in tune by not using the excuse that you have to be a hero. You just be consistent. You stay in the ready. Just do it. Mm-hmm. And
put it in your schedule and go and show up.
Show up. Be present. And being present was something that I really did while I was there. I tried to. There was just no way you could absorb all the information and all the people there if I was constantly on my phone. I really just kind of said, look, I'm here. I want to be part of this whole experience. The stand-up desks. We've talked about. You've been trying to talk about Tom.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do it here at the.
We need
to
retro this for sure. I would love that because it's much more high energy.
Here in the studio, we have the ability to.
We've
got a table that has elevation potential, so we're really going to put it out there that maybe we'll come up with some idea here where we could be doing the show standing. I like the whole idea of being authentic with what we're learning. You learn it, but then you've got to put it into practice, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
So when we let me look at this. This will prompt my. There's so much to share. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was the 40 years of Zen. Now this was something that was amazing, and one of my friend Kelly, who's part of the Cyto Detox or Sisters with Aaron over at the Pampa Group, she won. He gave away prizes. She won the 40 Years of Zen prize.
Okay, so what is that?
This is a neurofeedback organization.
Okay.
It's a $15,000 investment, but there's people that have said it's the best investment they've ever made. What they do is they use neurofeedback to resynchronize our brains, so the right and the left hemisphere, so we become more like we should be.
Balanced.
We're balanced in our thinking. It activates alpha brainwave state, and people just perform better, they feel happier, and she was the winner of this.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even get a demo of it. That they were the sign-up list was booked out, and I was running. You can imagine me. I was trying to go everywhere.
What else?
There was, you would have loved the gentleman from Sauna Space. This was a gentleman who is showing the saunas like what you've built, and it's your home, where you've got it in your shower, but he has a beautiful canvas, little housing for it that's totally
Yes,
removable.
I've seen that. Yeah,
And
easy to put up.
He was a doll. He was a doll. And I hope to reconnect with some of these
This is just
people.
using the heat lamps like I use. And, yeah. Now, there are some companies that use the heat lamps along with ceramics and things like that, too.
Well, he had the heat lamps, and they're fully near infrared, so they're stimulating both the heat and the light, using the red light. And, it was called the Human Charger. That was it. The one that you put in, and it puts the blue light into the brain.
So is it a device that you wear?
No, it looks like like little
they're
earpods,
earbuds.
but they're putting in a blue light, and that's actually going into what I think is the pineal gland. So you have to understand that the blue light is not good for us at night, but it is actually good for us during the day.
Right.
And over at Healthy Fit Club, our chief science officer, Robbie Bessner, has been working on some beds that actually restore this full spectrum UVA light, and he's got a bed that's restoring those blue frequencies during the day, and it's pretty amazing. And I know
All you need is money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually,
When you say $15,000, for that one device, then I'm thinking,
well, it's
boy,
really a
not
service. Actually, it's not a device. That 40 Years of Zen is a
But first,
service.
you have to have $15,000. That's the
Yeah.
thing,
You go there. It's a trip, and they put you up in a nice resort, and I think it's up in the northeast or northwest, and you're there for like a week.
Okay.
And they're
I've
working
noticed
on
this. What is Desert Farms? Did you get with that?
Desert Farms is camel milk.
Oh.
And I have to tell you, this guy and I are buddies now.
Oh, yeah?
And he will ship desert camel milk to you. He has it where you can get it in the already, like having milk. It is delicious. And the health profile of camel milk is loaded with immunoglobulins. Tastes delicious, absolutely fantastic. And
Now, is it raw, unpasteurized?
it's raw, and I don't know how he's doing all that, but I'm glad he's doing it. I plan to order it. So Desert Farms camel milk, really, really good stuff, and tons of mushroom teas and mushroom supplements. We know that these mushrooms are an important part of biohacking our health, and they meet a great need. And I hope I'm actually going to interview a couple of these people because I was really amazed with some of these things. And Vital Choice was there, and a lot of people were making their lunch meals there. But if you haven't started ordering from Vital Choice and having delicious salmon cheeks and their never frozen sardines, they are delicious. They were fantastic.
If there's anything like grouper cheeks, salmon cheeks got to be
They were
awesome.
amazing. Yes, they were.
I noticed this company called The Dirt.
The Dirt, yes. This is a company that is helping to restore the microbiome. There were quite a few companies that are using probiotics for skin care. Okay. And there was The Dirt, and there was the Mother. There was another one that was called there, the Mother Dirt something. But Fatco was another company. Was a skincare company that's utilizing lard and essential oils, but keeping it very pure, kind of paleo-approved skincare, but using actual animal lard. Kind of makes sense. We are animals. Our skin, we're always using vegetable or coconut oils, fruit oils. Why not use animal fats on our skins?
Well, especially pigs, since the skin is, they don't have a lot of hair on it. It's not like fur.
Yeah.
The pig digestive system probably most resembles humans. Mm-hmm. So, that's why some people say don't eat a pig.
Yeah.
I love pigs.
Yeah. Well, we'll continue with some more information about companies and things you can do based on what we learned at the Biohacking Conference, Bulletproof Conference 2016.
Very cool.
Be right back.
Want me to ask a question or do that first?
Hey, welcome back. So we're still talking
So I got a
about some
question
things.
here.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me about Bulletproof Coffee. Since we haven't really explained what it is, this person wanted to know what it was. So
Okay, well, Bulletproof Coffee was basically one of Dave Asprey's original biohacks. You know, so many people enjoy coffee, and we know that most people, it's one of their main sources of antioxidants, because coffee is loaded with natural antioxidants. But unfortunately, a lot of coffee today is not properly prepared or sourced, which
Yeah, it
we're
gets
always
moldy
talking about.
and,
Yeah. But, you know, let me share a couple things with you. First of all, let's talk about how we make Bulletproof Coffee.
Yeah.
So Bulletproof Coffee starts with fresh brewed coffee from
Organic.
a great organic coffee source like Dave Asprey's, which has been screened for over 27 different toxins. So if you're not using Dave Asprey's, upgrade your coffee and go for organic, or find the best you can, because many of them aren't. Why not just go ahead and get some that you know is tested out? You're going to add about 2.5 tablespoons of freshly ground coffee to your water, or you're going to brew it in your coffee blender. And then you're going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of grass-fed butter or ghee. And you're going to then add MCT oil, or his product is called Brain Octane Oil, which has been really
a more purified
form
Yep.
with the active ketones that actually really encourage our brain activity. So you feel really focused, and you blend it in a blender. It's frothy, and it tastes better than any frappuccino or cappuccino you could ever get at
Fabulous.
Starbucks, and you'll save tons of money, and you'll really be benefiting your health.
Yeah, and what I noticed personally about it is that it gives you a nice, even feel. It's like if I take a shot of espresso, I can really feel the jolt. But if I do it bulletproof way, Tiger Brew, then it just lifts you up real nicely, and then it continues for like about 4 hours. Plus, you don't get hungry at all.
You don't get hungry at all, and it's really part of the bulletproof diet includes starting your day by building up these good, healthy fats while you're getting these exogenous ketones through the brain octane to get your energy. So, you know, the big deal, what is the big deal about Bulletproof Coffee? The big deal is it's an incredible combination of these things: the toxin-screened coffee, the grass-fed butter, the brain octane usable ketones, and the result is delicious. But most important, it really helps you feel fantastic, think faster, and perform better. And you know, when we start with this, we really, truly are getting great fat-soluble nutrients through the grass-fed butter.
Yeah.
I mean, K2 is so important, and just like Kate Shanahan discussed at the conference, the K2, which is what we get, is one of the nutrients that we know protects our arteries, you know? So I hope people will start taking a little more effort in their morning coffee and not feel guilty about it. I do think if you drink coffee and drink it black, it can be a real drain on the adrenals, but I think it's a great way to deliver super nutrients to the
From
body.
the first time I tried it, I haven't gone back. I now use it every day. My wife and I both do, and I also use it in the afternoon. I seem to drink less coffee now than I used to.
What does a Starbucks coffee cost? I don't really go
Couple
there.
bucks, I
Yeah,
think.
like maybe $5 or something.
Yeah.
Or if you get it really fancy, it could even be more.
Oh
Right?
yeah, then you can really
So
knock
when
it
you
up.
start to think of that, and if you would upgrade your situation.
Did it give you any indication what it would cost, like at Dave Osprey's place in Santa Monica? How much a bulletproof coffee?
We actually went there. I think it was around the same price.
Around $5.
Oh, we did. We went to the actual
Okay.
Bulletproof.
Yeah.
We wanted to go there, and we saw where they're working on the lab, where they'll have all those high-tech circuits that people can pay to go work out
Very
on.
cool. Well, that's the show pretty much, folks. Coming up next, John Logan is next with TFNN, and he has the Global Market Pulse. So be sure to stick around for that. Please pick up our Primal Edge, our daily supplement that Paige and I worked hard on to bring you. And also, of course, we work hard every day on our newsletter to bring
right.
you the information you need. And there's going to be a special issue coming up about the Bulletproof Coffee Conference. So stick around for that one. Thanks a lot for sticking around. Hope you got something out of it, and we'll see you next time.
You're watching Tiger TV.